Welcome to the game. I'm with Cass, a budding entrepreneur and trader. So tell them about your story.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it for having me.
Yeah.
My name is QASIM or ZMN. I'm an entrepreneur, trader, been in a lot of business and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, so how did you get started?
So I originally started when I was about 13, 14 years old. At the time I was doing marketing, social media marketing. So I had my own agency. And then I had an e-commerce store, which I was selling like my own fragrances on there.
Okay.
And then I found out about crypto. So I started buying crypto long-term as an investor, not a trader, which meant I held crypto over long periods of time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The way I got into it was I'd go on platforms, I'd find them, and then I'd buy and then just sell at the right time.
Okay. Yeah. But you make it sound easy. But you know, when you're on about crypto and you're on about e-commerce, how does a 12-year-old get into that? Like, what happened with you thinking like, I'm 12, I'm playing football, like, you know what I mean? You
know what it is? Yeah, I've always had like a brain on me.
Yeah.
And like when I was a kid, the way I made money first was buying and selling sweets.
Okay.
And my parents were very supportive of me doing that.
Yeah.
So they would take me Costco.
Okay.
So I wouldn't buy just like any sweets for like, I'd get like a nice price, bulk price. And then I'd buy and sell them at school, making a couple £100 every single month.
Yeah. So you're the man, and you're the one.
Yeah. But then I found like a gap in the market, right?
Okay.
So a friend of mine used to go to Baguette World.
Yeah.
And he used to buy baguettes and make 50p profit per baguette.
Okay.
So I saw this. I was like, hang on, baguettes. I was like, I like burgers.
Yeah.
One time I had a wrap that my mom made me.
Okay.
And I gave it to a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, this is nice. I'd buy this off you.
Yeah.
So I had this idea like, yo, I can make money off this.
Yeah.
So what I'd do is I'd make burgers every single morning. I'd make burgers and I'd sell it for like £2.50. And as well as that, I'd do a meal deal. So with the Kit Kats and like chocolates I was selling and sweets and then a drink. So basically their whole lunch was provided by me and they bought it off me.
Yeah.
So that's where I originally started to make money from. I always wanted to make money. And
so
then
there was no like second guessing and stuff, like, because you're me, definitely, and I would edit myself, number one. And number two, I wouldn't even think about like, selling as a business, this, that, So
I've just always had that business mind on me, man. It's always something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I've always wanted like freedom. Not necessarily financial freedom. I see in a different way where, you want to be financially free, but I think be free in a way that your life can rely around religion. So you wake up, you pray, and then, you go hit the gym, stuff like that. And then you pray and then, you're doing your work and you pray. And I think your life should revolve around that.
Yeah. And where did this start? Like when you're saying that light bulb moment of like, you wanted freedom.
Yeah.
We'll talk on that. Before that, where did it start for you, like thinking, this way? Like when you're 12, 11, innit? Like you're just thinking like the next day or like, this girl gonna like me or like, this gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all petty stuff, innit?
Yeah.
So like, what are you thinking so deep?
I don't know, man. I think it's because social media. I grew up with social media and you see all these people living these lavish lives and it's like, okay, some of them are selling a dream, but some people are actually living that life.
And you wanted a piece of that.
Yeah, there's so much money out here, bro, in the world. And I want a piece of it. I want a piece of the pie. I've never wanted to like, not that it's bad to work a job or nothing like that. It's just never been for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a bit wrong, but I could just about take orders from my parents to like take the bins out, bro.
Yeah.
So I could never have like someone telling me like what to do for work and stuff like that. I've always been someone who wants to be independent, do stuff myself, find my own solutions to problems. And man, that's pretty much it.
So like, when you're talking about this like stoicism and where like you gotta be, when you're saying wake up, do your discipline and read namaz and then go gym, do that, then read namaz and do your work and this whole like routine.
Yeah.
Where did you kind of establish that?
You know what?
So, that thinking, like it's good thinking.
I don't know, it just came to me. I always thought that, okay, maybe the West has given 9 to 5 specifically because like specifically so that people can't pray. And the reason I say this is because think about it, if you're working a 9 to 5, you have to wake up 7, 8 o'clock so you can actually get to work.
Yeah.
But does that mean you're really going to wake up a couple hours early in the middle of the night to pray Fajr?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't disciplined like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am like I'm some perfect Muslim. I'm just saying this is how it is.
Across the board.
And then when you think about it, you're working 9 to 5, so then you're going to miss Zuhr because not a lot of workplaces actually allow you to pray.
Yeah.
And you're going to have your lunch break. So maybe then you can pray, right? And then you got Asr, but Asr, like sometimes it's going to be while you're working and in winter times, by the time you finish working and you're on the way home, it's time for Maghrib, right?
Yeah.
And then you're missing that. And the only one you'll really get to pray is Isha.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's just my thinking. I've thought, okay, maybe that's why you know, the 9 to 5 has been created like that type of style where it's just work, come home, family and stuff like that.
No, I get that, innit? But don't you think it's routine? Like, don't you think it's just because, so you know, with like obviously the West, they won't roll around like the lunar times or like prayer times. So they'll roll around what their ideology is and what their thinking is. And their thinking is day and then nighttime. So they're thinking round 5 you shut off because a bad day it gets a bit darker. You know what I'm trying to say?
Nah, man, I don't.
Like, is it that deep? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, for me,
it's disgusting here and there's no right or wrong answer.
You know, for me, I don't believe in like working 9 to 5. I'm more like 24/7, bro.
No, I know what you're saying. I want to buy it just on the 9 to 5 topic. Like, you're thinking like it's like a...
That's just the idea that's in my head, bro. That's what I thought. I was like, yo, when I was a kid, I was like, nah, maybe this is what they're doing.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying let's discuss it.
Because like from a 9 to 5, like I feel like you're like kind of trapped, bro. It's like everyone's doing the same thing. Like, you know, you're having to follow these orders. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are just like, they're in this system, they're trapped. They want to leave, but there's no way around it. Even education, bro. You like go education, you go uni, and it's like kind of like you're learning that routine. They get you from a young age to learn this routine, so that when you go into the 9 to 5, that it's all good. But I don't believe there's anything wrong in 9 to 5, bro. I really don't.
No, I know what you're saying, because I'm the same as you, innit? Like with me, like I don't really track time. Like either like I'm doing something and I'll do it till I get it done. Doesn't matter if it's like 12 hours, it could take 1 hour. Like what I follow kind of in it is I gotta give my heart 6 hours a day, and the rest of the time I'm chilling. But in those 6 hours, I'm working, like whatever it is I gotta do in it. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, sometimes it's 12 hours. But whatever I gotta do, I'll give myself a 6 hour window. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So
for me, that's a bit different, bro. It's more of a like the whole day I'm working basically. Like
every day.
Every single day, as much work as I can do. Don't get me wrong, I have fun, like I go out with mates and stuff like that. But even when I'm out, there's always stuff I can do. Like for example, when it comes to trading, bro, you have to be very disciplined in the routine you have, because you have to wake up very early for London session.
Okay.
So you have 3 main sessions. You have Asia session, which is during the night while you sleep. So when China's open and stuff like that. And then you have London when we wake up. So 8 o'clock London opens, and it closes at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
But New York opens at 2:30 UK time. So there's always something for me to do. Obviously I sleep. So when I'm sleeping, I have a AI bot that actually trades for me. Okay. It trades my money for me while I'm sleeping. And I wake up, I trade London session, and then I'm back to work, because there's always other stuff I can do. Those other businesses that I'm working on, especially like I got social media, right? So I got a social media page, ZMN Capital. It's got 10,000 followers. At the start of the year, I had a couple hundred followers. It's just because I've been grinding, creating content as much time as I can. I'm always thinking of businesses and stuff like that during my time.
How did ZMN Capital, like, where did the brand come about? Like, instead of you trading yourself in it, like.
Yes, I was always trading, and I thought, you know what, I need to open like a trading page, because before that I was always into like Instagram. So as I said before, I had a social media marketing agency, which I've got some stories about.
Okay. But talk to me about that.
With social media marketing, it was a thing where everyone and anyone is doing it, and I really got into it because my mate got into it, right? Okay. So and he went from someone who wasn't with the greatest crowds, and he actually ended up changing his whole way. Like this guy went from roadman to smart guy who would talk very well, he would read books, would send out like 100 emails a day. And when he opened his agency, I asked him, like, how do you do it and stuff like that? And he taught me everything. So then I started my own agency, reaching out to clients. I was working with food places and barbers, and I tried everything to get clients. My prices were so cheap. The one time I charged, I must have been about £30, bro. Okay. £30 for social media management, which usually prices go from £500.
So when you say social media management, like what?
So I would create content for them. I'd post it on their social media. I'd do the whole marketing, everything like that. Okay. And I was doing this just to gain #1 experience and gain money. And then I was working with like a barbers, which that didn't go too well, to be fair.
What happened?
Well, basically what happened was the barbers ended up having an incident, right? And he didn't pay me he paid me for the month before. So let's just say it happened in June. So he paid me for June. And then we stopped because the shop was like closed, right? So then he wanted me to do, let's just say December, okay? But he said, I paid you for June, not gonna pay you for December. Okay. So he's like, he didn't want to pay me. So we didn't end up closing on a good deal basically. And he did owe me the money basically. But that's
you just had to hold that one.
Just took that, and I learned my lesson. My lesson was that when you have cheap clients, bro, it's not going to go very well for you. And the reason for that, they're going to ask for so many things.
Yeah.
They're going to want this, they're going to want that. And it's not worth the hassle of that couple £100 or whatever you're doing. So I'd go out my way to find, like, if I was to do it again, find high-end clients that are going to pay you big money and that know what you're doing and have full trust in you.
Yeah. But so when you say cheap clients, how would you deal with it the second time, man?
I wouldn't reach out to them. I wouldn't reach out to businesses like local shops or stuff like that. I'd go for mainstream businesses like e-commerce websites and stuff like that. Yeah. Because with them businesses, they make quite heavy ROI. They don't have to pay rent for an actual shop or stuff like that. So they have money to spend. They have extra money to put out there. So yeah, the one thing I'd say, if you want to create a business at a young age, bro, just learn a service and sell it. If it's editing videos, if it's creating content, whatever it is, just do it. And one business that's popping up right now, one service, is actually editing content. Short form content agencies is the big new thing within social media. And what it is, for example, this podcast, someone cut up clips of it, put captions, make it all nice, and they would send it to the client and they would promote it on the social media.
So, you know, with the entrepreneur stuff, and you doing this thing, like obviously your parents are very supportive of it. Mashallah is good. But how did that kind of come about? Like, obviously you talked about the fact that when you're selling sweets and your parents are supportive of that, but like this is the extra bit where like you're pushing on with it.
Yeah, man. Like first of all, like I failed my GCSEs and dropped out of education after that.
Okay.
So my mom wasn't too impressed.
Yeah.
Like my mom was very unhappy with me.
Okay.
Like any mother would be.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, we come from a generation where our parents know that education is very important. That's not where you're gonna get a job.
Are your parents firstborn here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, my dad had a very, very tough life, like growing up. Very tough background. And he never had no education. But he's made his way up and he's built his way. And I always say this, like my dad, his whole life it's been like, since having kids anyway, it's like raising us, and it's like, I put it like this analogy may not make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but I'm an analogy geezer anyway.
It's more like, my dad's there and in one hand he's got a ladder and I'm trying to go up it, and obviously I'm a kid, I'm gonna make mistakes and stuff like that. So I might trip and like break a step. But my dad doesn't get angry at that. What he's doing is, first of all, he's pushing me up and making sure that I'm safe. So I'm on the next step. But the next thing he does, thing he does is he rebuilds that step just in case I fall back down. I'm at a comfortable level. And that's why I got so much respect for my parents, especially my dad, bro. Like my dad has done everything for me. He's always supported me, always backed me. I wouldn't be where I am today, basically, without him. And like, I owe him a lot.
And you know, with this entrepreneurship, so like, obviously, how did that conversation go? So you're saying you failed. Did you take him?
I took him, but I just wrote my name. I wrote my name.
So you took your GCSEs. But I'm saying, how did that conversation go? Did you tell him before, like?
I told my parents, I'm going to fail, man. Like, I said, listen.
How close, Like with the last minute decision, or like you told them like?
I told them this isn't for me. They knew education wasn't for me. It just never was. Like I could never concentrate in school. It just was never for me. Man. Like some people it is, for me it wasn't. And then what happened was I ended up going to college, and I dropped out after the first month basically.
Doing what?
I went to retake my GCSEs, and I was doing electrical engineering. But to be real, I just used to go there and mess about, and I wasn't chill with the right people. And I used to wag it a lot. So what I used to do is, I didn't wag it in the sense where I used to just go out with my mates and stuff like that. No, it was more like I used to go to my uncle's office. So my uncle owns a private hedge fund. And I used to go there and trade and stuff. And then when my mom found out, she was very angry. My dad goes, listen, you can drop out. You got a year to basically prove yourself to me. And that's why I said my dad's very, very supportive of me, man. Because any other dad would be like, no, you need to go to education first. But my dad's very, very supportive of me.
So how did that year go when you had to prove yourself? Like, so what you do and how you do it?
Yeah, it's all right, man. Like, I feel like I haven't done as much as I wanted to do. And the reason for that is because I've always been comparing myself to everyone else on social media. And what people don't see is like the before. People just see the success. So people always see the Lambo and stuff like that, but people won't see how hard you've been working. And then you start seeing other people do that, and you're like, okay, I need to catch up. But realistically, I think you need to just stay patient and slowly do the work you want to do, not rush nothing.
No, obviously, come to stages. Like, you're always the same. Like, with me, like, it's, I say this on the podcast all the time, innit? But with me, it's not, I'm not fighting with you, for example, innit? Or fighting with the world or whatever. I'm fighting with me.
Yeah.
Like my biggest issue is my ego. Like that's what I clocked. Like, you know, with me, like let's say like if I'm doing something and my ego just starts talking, like, you know, that voice in the head, innit? Just goes to me like, oh, you could do better, or you could do this, and or like, yo, this man's here. And then my head just goes like, I have to be, like, I can't sleep.
I'm similar to that. Like what you have to remember is you have 24 hours within the day, bro. And it could either be you sitting there watching Netflix, but while you're watching Netflix, you have to think like, there's another guy out there, same age as me, he's working 1,000 times harder than me. So, and that's what motivates me, bro. Like, I might be lazy here and there, but then I remember like, yo, there's kids that I know that are doing way more than me. I need to catch up. I need to be back on the grind. And I think our generation is just really lazy, bro. They just want to chill and relax, and the life just comes to them. They think, yo, like everything's gonna come. I'm gonna be all right.
And you know, when you're about to start the podcast, innit? You know about people complain, and like, you know, when you're about people not happy with the 9 to 5. I feel like they are though, because you know, if you're truly unhappy about something, innit, you do something to change it. Like, yo, if I got you right now, innit, and I'm slapping you across the face, innit, you're unhappy about that, innit? What are you gonna do? You're gonna fight back?
There's some people that wouldn't fight back, bro.
No, exactly. So they're happy then, like, yo, if you like think about it now, innit, if I'm slapping you now, innit, and you're happy about it, you let it happen, innit. But if you're unhappy about it, innit, you're gonna fight back, innit.
You know, personally, I don't agree with that, bro. Because I would think about it like this, bro. Think about a fish in a tank. Fish doesn't want to be in a tank. But if the fish gets out of the tank, then the fish is dead. You have to think about it like that.
So wait, what do you mean by that?
So
I'll get the analogy in it, but explain it to me.
So think about it like this: if the fish gets out of the tank, the fish is gonna die because there's no more water around it. It needs. It's gonna be. There's no. The fish doesn't take oxygen in.
No, I get that, but how does that relate with what we're talking about?
Because think of the person in 9 to 5. So if they were unhappy, if they were like unhappy and want to leave the 9 to 5, what are they gonna do, bro? There's not loads of jobs, there's not loads of opportunities nowadays.
No, but you gotta create the opportunity.
But a lot of people aren't creative like that.
No, exactly. So if they're not creative like that, that's all.
But you can still be uncreative and be unhappy in your job, bro. Some people just have to like get on with it. Like, look at like a lot of people, like our dads and stuff like that, who a lot of people are taxi drivers. A lot of them don't enjoy it, but they're doing it. Why are they doing it? Because first of all, you're a man and you need to provide for your family.
Exactly.
A lot of people are working because they're doing it because they have to do it for their family, not necessarily because they're happy doing it.
You're missing my point. So like you know when you're on about that, innit? With the taxi drivers and like people doing it, they got a purpose. But what I'm trying to say, okay, maybe happy is the wrong word. Content. That's what I'm trying to get at. So you know, if you're content doing something, you're gonna do it even if you don't like it, this, that. But what I'm trying to say is, let's say if you got a vision, number one, you gotta find the vision. Like, let's say your vision is to be an entrepreneur or to do things yourself and do it on your own terms and do what you like. Then you gotta like, cause you gotta work for someone before you become a boss anyway. So when you're working for someone and you're doing your 9 to 5, in that time, you're going home and let's say you're sleeping or you're tired or this, that, you gotta make time and you gotta pursue things.
But like, a lot of people have time for that, bro.
No, but they have.
They haven't. Think about people who got kids, bro. Think about people who got kids. They finished school.
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, it's all excuses at the end of the day.
No,
like,
I don't think it is, bro. I think it gets to a certain level where you're just unable to do it. You don't have as much free time and you just have to keep going. And like, a lot of people miss the chances. I mean, everyone has like ideas, bro. Everyone has ideas of this business, that business, but a lot of people don't take action. Why? Because they don't want to take that risk. A lot of people don't want to take risk. No one likes risk.
There you go.
If you want to be successful, you have to take risk.
No, but exactly. So you get what I'm trying to say then? That's what I'm saying. So you know my point, when people say they ain't got time, they ain't got this and all that, I ain't got kids right now, innit? But I know for a fact, innit? Because it's happened to me before. I've had injuries, innit? I've had loads of crap happen, But when them things happen, innit? What I do is, innit? I either wake up an hour earlier, innit? And then I go to sleep an hour later. Simple as. I keep it simple. So you know whatever it is, innit? I just keep battling, keep trying till I get it through.
A lot of people aren't like that, bro. Like,
no, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's where my point of, you know, when people be content in the 9 to 5 or whatever, that's where it comes in. Because they're content with just sitting there and just like, they don't want to take no action in it. Like, there's no thought. No, I'm not saying
they're contempt though, bro. I wouldn't say that's contempt.
No, but at the end of the day, they are. You're not getting what I mean, innit?
No, I get what you mean. Maybe I'm not
explaining.
I wouldn't say that they're contempt, man. I feel like a lot of people just have to do it because they have to do it. Like,
but that's content, innit?
No,
so you know, like, okay, so you know, like, when they have to do it because they have to do it, innit? I get that, innit? Obviously, it's simple talk, but I get what you mean. Where like they got responsibilities, they got this and that, But if you truly got a vision, I'm not saying throw it all away and tomorrow you're gonna become an entrepreneur or do this, innit? I'm saying do your 9 to 5, innit? Let's say a taxi driver, for example. Do their taxi driving, innit? And then when they put their kids to sleep and all that, there's always a window. You might be tired, you might be knackered, innit? But I'm saying in that window, you gotta look towards the future, innit? And by the way, by looking at the future, you gotta try different things, like.
Yeah,
so like it might be like I don't know, like let's just say, I don't know, trading, for example, innit? What you're doing, innit?
Yeah.
Let's say if you just jump on, like, watch a couple of YouTube videos, innit? Maybe watch a YouTube video a day. By the end of the week, you're a lot smarter than when the week started. Because you've watched a few videos every day. And then let's say now you give you a month of watching videos or whatever, innit? And let's say you feel like you got a good basic knowledge in it. And how many hours you worked? What, about an hour a day? Extra. Half an hour a day. 1 or 10 minutes a day. But I'm saying over time, innit? It might take you longer because you're doing 10-minute videos a day or whatever.
Yeah.
But over time, you'll be a lot smarter. But once you get a bit smarter, then take the risk in it. I'm not saying do your whole life savings. I'm saying put £5 in it, £10 in it, whatever it is in it, and then work your way up.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying. So you know when man say they're like, oh, unhappy you doing this or whatever, in it. I look at them and I say,
don't want to take that risk.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what it comes down to, innit? You gotta have balls in this life, innit?
The majority of people like don't want to take no risk at all, bro, because they've always seen risk as something dangerous, and they just want to be stable, you know?
Yeah.
They want to be stable. They want to live a normal life, and there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I'm just someone who doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, no, that's great, but like if you don't want to do that, innit, then don't complain when the next man does.
Yeah, 100%.
You know
but a lot of people will everyone will complain. They'll be like, oh, this guy's done this and that, like he's got it easy, but like you don't understand the work he's been doing, like you don't understand the sacrifices when he's been broke. At least you still get your wage per month, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're getting every single month.
Yeah, exactly.
You're stable.
But that's my point, sacrifice. Like with that 10 minutes in it, let's say you put your kid to sleep now, innit, and then you're going to sleep, and then you'll have probably 3 hours sleep because the baby starts crying or whatever. In that 3 hours, innit, instead of you, like, let's say you can't go to sleep, innit, instead of you joyriding on Netflix and like watching a movie or whatever, innit, spend 10 minutes in it, watch a video, watch something or whatever, and then build up your knowledge in it. Then after, action on it. Like you can't just say, oh, I'm not educated, or like, you know, this thing's happened to me, or like, oh, I had a failure back in 6 years ago, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say? And they live off that, innit? Well, then you gotta stay where you are, innit? The only way you evolve is through learning, innit? And the only way you grow is to sacrifice.
100%.
That's what it is, innit?
You're 100% right, man. A lot of people won't take action. And
that's my point, innit? Like, hopefully I explained it a bit better.
I know. I got there in the end, innit? We got there in the end.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So like, when you say your philosophy of like, when you were younger, of realizing that you don't want a 9 to 5 and all that, innit? Because I had a similar thing. Like, I'm only a few years older than you, innit? When I was your age, innit, then I had a similar thing. And then, like, when I went through something, innit, like, mad, you know, sometimes in life, innit, you get hit with, like, 50 different things at one time. You probably experienced it, you probably got a little bit, but when you get older...
I've got a lot, bro, trust me.
Yeah, but you might get hit, like, let's say boxing talk, innit, like, you might get hit with like 5, 6, 7 combinations in it, like your left hook, right hook, and uppercut, this, that, whatever, innit, then you're dying. Like everyone's had them, bro. You're dying for the count, innit. You're thinking, yo, it's all over, like, yo, I'm gone. Back up, Then what you realize is, innit, bro, I'm dying, but it's alright, like I'm dying, but then you gotta bask in it. You gotta be realistic and you gotta live in it for a bit, innit. And the ones that what we're saying, innit, are the doers, innit, and then the don'ts, innit. The ones that are the doers, in that situation, they might be broken for 2-3 weeks, might be a year, might be 2 years, might even be 10 years. But at one stage, they get back up, bro. And they get on the horse, you get me? And then they put themselves in the fire again, innit, and get through it. So like, you know, at that time, innit, I come up with like this quote that I use, innit. It's receptive, responsible, and relentless.
Okay, I like that.
So receptive, innit? So when you're talking to people now, like I'm talking to you now, but I'm listening to what you're saying, I'm taking it in. Doesn't mean I might not take it on board, but I'm taking it in, innit? I'm realizing whether I agree or disagree, and whatever I like, I'll take on. That's being receptive. And responsible, where like you've said your task for the day, or the task for the week, or the task for the year, and you're doing it. You know, whatever it is, innit? No excuses, whatever, you'll get it done. Then relentless is whatever it is, you keep pushing that barrier every day, every night, going. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, so when you're saying about your story, innit, where you're at 12, 11, innit, it's good that you had that click in it then, where like you find your purpose in it, try different things, and once you find something that you like and enjoy, it push you all the way to the max.
100%, bro.
100%.
I like that, you know. I do like that. I like that way of thinking. But a lot of people nowadays, they just won't think like that. I feel like the issue nowadays, everyone just sees this whole facade of success, but no one understands how to get there. No one wants to put the work in to get there.
Exactly.
They think it's luck. Which some percent of it is, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into it.
No, but well, it's luck, innit? Fine, that's true. But don't forget the hard work. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everyone that's successful, innit, got lucky somewhere. But you make your own luck, bro. You gotta be in the position to succeed. Like, you might get the luck in it when you're broke. but the luck don't mean anything. You might got a win, a quick win or whatever, but if you're in a stable position and you got finances and you got stuff on the table or ideas, and the luck come then, you got a bigger position, it multiplies. Like it's a multiplier by 2, but it'll double whatever you're on, innit? If you're in the ground 0, innit, you double it, you're on 0. If you're on ground 1, you double it, you're on ground 2. If you're on ground 5 and you double it, you're on ground 10, bro. And that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was a mad analogy. That
got good, isn't it? I like that. So like what you said about there, about going from like ground 5 to ground 10, like another way of doing that is through networking. So the way I've done networking is not only just from social media, like in-person networking. I've not been going to no events or nothing like that. The way I've done it is just by going to a good gym. So I go to David Lloyd's gym. Okay. And David Lloyd's is known to be quite.
Well, David Lloyd's in town.
I don't want to say which one.
Okay. What is better than that?
There's 2. There's one in Saudi Island and there's one in Great Bar.
Yeah, when you go to one of them, you bang on door. You don't have to expose which one.
I met Ahmed Jacob, and when he found out who my dad was, he was like, "Oh, this and that," and then we became quite close, right?
Okay. So you find a mutual connection.
Yeah. So and then I started talking to him about investments. I started talking about crypto and stuff like that, and then he started dropping me off home, and he really looks after me, man. Ahmed Jacob's a lovely guy. Very, very top notch guy. And another guy I met in the gym was a guy who you wouldn't think is rich, drives a bummy Golf, 2009. But this guy is actually a doctor who works 2-3 days a week, is on 6 figures a year, and with his brothers and dad owns a combined property portfolio of about 6 million.
Right.
And they rent it out to footballers. So when footballers come from like all over the world, like international to come play here, they rent their houses out to these footballers. Okay. So I made all these networks and it's pretty nice to do, man. Just the way I've done it is either when I'm training, not really when I'm training to be fair, but when I'm in the sauna. So when I'm in the sauna, I start talking, what do you do, this, that, and then the conversation starts going.
Where do you get that confidence from? Like, because a lot of men that listen to this right now, like, male and female, they be like, yo, like, stop that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what it is? I think confidence.
Especially when you're in the guy, like, whatever, they get me, like,
a lot of people just in sauna just stay quiet, but you have to just make that like, you just have to.
Give me one example. So Ahmed Akib now, how do you start that one off?
I go, me and my dad are talking about you, He goes, who's your dad? I go, my dad's Aki.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. Okay, and he's like, what? And then, we started talking. And then, like another guy I met, he owns Pepe's in Leicester, right? So he bought Pepe's to Leicester franchise there. He's making movies with Netflix. He was early in crypto. His name's Hayden on Instagram. I think that's the name. Okay. But I made a network with him. And the only reason I've done that is through Ahmed Jacob. So Ahmed Jacob introduced me to him. Okay. And then I found out my dad used to teach him training. So now Hayden, he's a very, very nice guy, and he actually trains me in the gym, and we talk business. So it's just about creating this whole network, bro. Like obviously, I've used my dad as my little advantage.
As the platform.
But even if you don't, man, it's just you have to be able to speak. You just have to be able to speak and know what to say. I think, like, for example, like a lot of people, they struggle like talking to girls, but it's because you don't have that confidence, bro. People,
you gotta make that step in.
Nowadays people don't have confidence because their confidence comes from behind the screen. They're able to text and say everything behind the screen.
But they got no ability in real life.
But in real life, they're just there, like all like that.
They know how to act or what to say, like this, that.
I think it starts from a young age, man. Like if at a young age your parents push you, like go to the waiter and order this and that. Them little things. It starts building you up.
My little brother, but we be pushing him, like, because I remember my dad used to bully me, like, yo, go to the waiter, do this, do that.
And you're shy as a kid, but you don't want to do that. Like,
exactly. The younger you start in it, the better it is. Because especially when you're younger, innit, like, you might be scared the first couple of times or whatever. The more you do it though, innit, like, you might, like, because I remember, it's funny you said that, because I remember, like, ordering Caspians or, like, like Big John and that, and my dad go, like, you got to phone them.
That's the worst, bro. You got a phone. You got a phone for a chip shop.
And the guy can't speak English properly, and the connection's bad. And you're going, I can order this, and then you're like, the Bombay bad boy or whatever. And next man's like, which one? And you're like,
You know what it is, like confidence is something that a lot of people lack nowadays. You 100. Have to have confidence. Like, especially if you want to network, man. If you just want to make like business networks and stuff like that, how are you gonna make conversation if you introduce yourself and tell people what it is?